Hello, my name is Brandon Groller. I'm a fire engineer with the El Cajon Fire Department, and I'm here with you today to present a community risk reduction program that I am spearheading in the area of wildland-urban interface. And what that means in layman's terms is where houses and businesses meet wildland area that has been influenced by wildfires in the past and will surely burn again in the future. I have been employed in El Cajon for the fire department since 1996, and I've taken part in a few wildland fires myself over the years. To name a couple of the larger ones would be the 2003 Cedar Fire and the 2007 Harris Fire. Those two, along with the 2007 Witch Fire, burned a total of 3,750 residences. That's just those fires, and since then we've had several fires over the years, not quite as bad as those, but some that have potentially taken off. Some burn less amount of homes, but regardless, there is a trending issue, or several issues, in these wildland urban interface areas that need to be addressed, and that's what my community risk reduction program entails. Along with that, we would like to highlight some of the mitigation efforts and things we'd like to do to help with the education of our community and mitigating some of these issues that could lead to other residents burning down and loss of life as well. Basically, we want to do a door-to-door education system in these wildland urban interface areas, and what's going to initially evolve is identifying these areas. We already have, based on maps and dispatch information, we have the areas in mind that have burned before. And these areas have burned in such a way that there was nothing to burn left at the end of the fire. And then years later, now it has all grown back and is poised to burn again. Some of the people we'd like to prioritize educating would be the elderly, the handicapped, and those without internet access. Because with internet access, obviously people have accessibility to various websites and information that describe how to mitigate these areas. But there are other folks that live in these areas that are oblivious to it. They maybe moved here within the last 10 years and they have not experienced a wildfire yet. So they have no background and no education on this unless they've happened to discuss it with their neighbors and others who have been through it. They may just be unaware of the situation they are living in. The risks with this are obviously loss of life and property, and through mitigation we're going to try to help prevent this. We're willing to work with the public. We have incentive programs and businesses that are in the loop with us and would like to help us mitigate some of these issues. These issues I discuss and talk about as far as mitigation. One of the big ones is creating a defensible space around the house, and all that is getting rid of vegetation and fire load. So if you look out your house and you see large amounts of overgrown brush and things of that nature, imagine how that would be in a wildfire. It would not be good. In addition to that, what may be at your house might affect your neighbor's house. So maybe he has a defensible space, but your lack of a defensible space could affect his house. So we all need to take measures. Another area would be egress, or routes to approach the home, routes to escape from the home. That would be for firefighters to get in and out, and that would be for civilians, yourself, to escape. Along those same lines, it would be beneficial to have an evacuation plan for your family. These are things that we're going to go over with as we go door to door. A survival kit, like an emergency earthquake kit geared for wildfires, because you may be out of your home for a few days or up to a couple weeks. So you need to know which ways to get out, what to take with you, and also an emergency contact list of everything: family members, friends, in case something happens and you do not have these contacts. You need an extra list updated that's going to benefit you if you have minimal means of contacting people. Also, one of the things we're going to prioritize is talking to your neighbors. Along the same lines of your elderly and handicapped neighbors, we'd like to promote a good neighbor attitude, where we contact them and, in the case of a wildfire, give them knowledge of this, because they may not have it. They just may not have TV, may not have internet, may not have access to this information. So that would be another portion of our program we'd like to prioritize. Again, the steps to mitigation are going to be initiated through a door-to-door program. We're going to pass out pamphlets that describe all the things that I just mentioned as far as mitigation, and we'll be there to answer questions, and we'll have contact information, email addresses, phone numbers, where you'll be able to contact us for additional questioning. Some of the resources that will be used will be the fire department ourselves. We're going to get volunteers from the fire department. I already have a number of the members of my fire department that are willing to volunteer, put their time in, and walk door to door and explain this to the residents in these wildland urban interface areas, what needs to be done and how we can help them to mitigate these issues. Other folks that are stakeholders would be city council members, other community members, small businesses that can support this. We're going to go ahead and involve the various businesses identified in El Cajon that are willing to do incentive programs through our city, and they can do either low or no cost mitigation, such as removal of brush, and that is going to be based on people's financial situations. But the businesses in questions are Tim's Tree Service in El Cajon Landscaping, San Diego County Weed Abatement, and Goats R Us, in case you wanted to bring in some goats to help with the brush as well. These programs, like I said, have incentive issues with the department, and the city of El Cajon are willing to work with them to make this happen in these areas. Data from our dispatch tells us that in the year 2019, 130 calls for wildland responses went out alone. That's one every 3 days. So as we have seen in the past with many fires, all it takes is one of these with the correct instances, such as high heat, high winds, and the terrain it's in, and these fires can get going quick. And we want to prevent this by mitigation measures. Some of the goals would be education and mitigation. Education is going to be obviously what I described already, door to door, describing what these people need to do, describing how we can help them do it. We're here to support them in these instances, and we're going to be here for the long run. Mitigation, it was described earlier, but compliance with this is huge, and we realize that some people may not have the means to do this, and that's why we have these incentive offers, where we're going to have the various mentioned people come in and help you to remove brush and clear paths for firefighters if they need to access the areas. In conclusion, I would like to thank you very much for listening to my plan here. If you'd like to contact me, as mentioned, I will include my email address and phone number, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.